In this video, I'm just going to talk about questions. These are my top 10 questions that I just really am tired of being asked. I don't want to be asked. If anyone asks me these, just know you're just causing me a lot of negative thoughts and you're causing me unnecessary stress that I'm trying to avoid in my life. Or, just, I don't know. You can tell me what questions you dislike, but these are just like my top 10 questions that I just, personally, I'm just over. I'm over being asked these questions, and I'm going to give my answers as to why I don't like these questions. I wrote them down on this list. I made a whole list because I figured that would be easier for me. If I make these videos where I have like a list of things, it helps me if I write them down, because sometimes I'll get to making the video and then I won't really remember. And so having them written down will help. So I'm probably going to split this video into 2 parts. I'll probably do the first 5 questions in this video, and then the next part I'll do the next 5 questions. So without further ado, here we're going to start. So question number 1, the first question I'm tired of being asked, I don't like being asked, is probably my top one. What do you do for a living, and or what is your career or dream job? The reason I dislike this question so much is because, okay, I gotta turn the air on. I'm burning up in here. I'm burning up. Okay. The reason I dislike this question is it just feels very, to me, it feels like a judgmental question. It feels like a question that, based on your answer, they're just kind of sizing you up when they ask you this. They're like, what do you do for a living? And if you tell them, just for example, I'm just going to use this as an example. If you tell them like, oh, I'm a waiter, I'm a waitress, or I'm a plumber, or like, maybe one of the less desirable jobs, they'll just like, whether they say it or not, people are always making some kind of little judgment. They're like, oh, that job sucks. That's a crappy job. These jobs are better, some people, they won't go into all that, but they're thinking it. Whether they say it or not, they're thinking it. I know there's a small exception of some people who they're just genuinely curious. And the people who are genuinely curious asking this question, it doesn't bother me as much. But like, I think what bothers me so much about this question is, like, why does this have to be the first question? Like, when you go to like any kind of social event or meet people, this is the first question you get. Like, why does this have to be the first question? Why can't you ask me where I'm from? What's my native language? What's my favorite color? Like, to me, there are so many other better questions you can ask when first meeting somebody, other than what do you do for work? What do you do for a living? It's just like when I meet people and that's like the first question that comes out of their mouth, I immediately am just like, okay, so you're one of those people in society that, wants to know what people do for a living, and then you can judge them based on what they do and how little money they make or how much money or whatever. When I meet somebody for the first time, that is not the first question I ask. I will ask them where they're from. I'll ask them maybe about their family. I'll ask them what their favorite color is, what they like to do, like what do you like to do in your free time. I just feel like all these other questions are such better alternatives than what do you do for a living, or what is your career or dream job. Oh, and the second part of this question, a dream job. I hate that saying so much. I hate it. Like, I don't dream about a job. I don't dream. Like, yes, there are jobs that, to me, that are more desirable than others. I will say that, yes. But no job I dream about having. I don't dream to have to work to provide a living for myself, to earn money, to pay for food and water and bills and a shelter. That's not a dream for me. That just seems like reality. Like, that's the reality we all live in, unfortunately. So to me, there's no dream about a job. Like, a job is not a dream. So, like, please stop, like, saying that statement. Okay. I've already spent enough time on question number 1, but, like, that's one of my top questions. Like, don't ask me that. If you ask me that out of curiosity the first time meeting me and you're just curious, okay, but, like, or even when you're working, if you do have a job, and then people constantly, well, how's your job going? Like, I spend all this time working and focused on this job. I do not want to talk about my job when I'm not at my job. I really would rather talk about anything other than it. Like, I don't want to talk about my work when I'm not working. But okay, we're going to move on. I mean, I really could make a solo video about that, but, you know, for time's sake, I'm just going to leave it there. Question number 2. Oh my gosh, this question, it just really, again, it's like a kind of calculating, like they're just trying to judge you. They're just trying to project their own insecurities onto you. I get this question all the time. Why are you still single? Or they say, don't you want a relationship? Aren't you lonely? Okay, so this question is just, I feel like this is a very rude, intrusive question, because not everybody is cut out for a relationship. Not everybody wants a relationship. Not everyone wants to be in a relationship. I'm not necessarily, like, against being in a relationship, but I just haven't really met or found anyone that I really feel overly compatible with. And it's not my priority right now. Like, I'm not sitting here and saying, oh, like, I just don't ever want to be in a relationship. But, you know, for right now, being single it's fine for me. Being single is fine. I'm in a place where I don't think I'm in the place emotionally or mentally or financially for a relationship. But, you know, every time I'm like, it's always really bad about the extended family meetings. Anytime we have like an extended family, like, gathering, this question always comes up. It always comes up because I'm one of 4 boys. I have 2 brothers right now who are married. They're married, and then I have another single brother, but he's interested in a relationship at some point. But it's like, because my 2 brothers are, like, married, I don't know what it is, like, these people, they just feel the need, like, oh, well, you know, why aren't you married? Why aren't you dating? Why aren't you seeing anyone? And I really, truthfully and honestly, I'm trying to be gentle here. What I want to tell these people is, why do you care? Why is my relationship status any of your concern? Does it affect you? Does it affect your life? The answer to that question is no. It does not affect your life. It does not affect your life in any way, shape, or form. And it's like, what does it matter? It'd be like if I went up to these people and just wanted to ask them about every intimate detail about their relationship. I'm sure they would get annoyed and they wouldn't want to, like, talk about their intimate things in their relationship. And 2, I don't really care. It's none of my business, their intimate stuff between them. That's between them. I'm not in the relationship. But I'm just saying, if I were to do that, they'd be like, oh, you know, that's none of your business or whatever. So it's like, maybe stay out of my business. Maybe stop criticizing me for being single. Maybe stop trying to pressure me and shame me or make me feel bad that I'm not in a relationship. Like, I don't care. I don't care about being in a relationship. I've been single my whole life. I don't know anything else. And right now I'm content being single. I am. And it's just one of these things. I feel like society, like, has conditioned people to, like, oh, all these other people in relationships, these people getting married. Okay, well, there's a lot of people who are in relationships that are totally unhealthy, unhappy, toxic, manipulative. And the people in the relationship, they still feel alone. They're in a relationship and they still feel alone. And me, I would rather actually just be single than be in a relationship where I feel alone, or like my partner doesn't value me or value my needs or value, my boundaries. I don't know, like that question is just intrusive, and I like, really, it's nobody's business. Just like I don't go up to other people and be like, oh, well, why aren't you in a relationship, or why are you in a relationship, why are you with this like, that's their life, they made that choice, and I don't care, it doesn't affect me. What they do it's none of my business, it's none of my concern, and that's how I feel. What I do is none of their concern. But that's all I'm going to say on that question. So the next question is question number 3, and this is this one you always get, usually in job interviews, but sometimes you might get it from like family or distant family or certain friends, but usually it's work related at an interview. And it's, where do you see yourself in X years? What are your goals? And I put an X because it can be 5 years, it could be 1-2 years, it could vary, but they'll ask you, where do you see yourself in X amount of time? And personally, I feel like this question is just pointless, because I don't know where I'm going to be in 1 year. I don't know where I'm going to be in 2 years. I don't know where I'm going to be 5 years. Yes, I have plans. I do have certain goals that I'm trying to accomplish, but I have to take one day at a time, one thing at a time. I'm not like, I can't see the future. I can't predict what's going to happen. I can have a plan, and I can have, I'm going towards plan A, but then maybe plan A doesn't work out. I got to reroute, and I got to come with a plan B. And this is also why I'm very private about my goals. Like I do share my goals with my very small, close circle of people that I trust, that I feel safe with. I'll share my goals with them, but like most people, I don't really share my goals with, because again, it's one of those things, a lot of people will try to take it and use it against you, or like if you somehow don't achieve the goals that you said, they belittle you. They just, you, or you're a quitter, or you're a failure, you didn't meet your goals. Like, again, it feels like a sizing up question, and it's like, and to be honest, I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to be in X amount of years. I have my goals of where I'd like to be. Whether that's going to become a reality or not, or if I'm going to have to change it to something else, is entirely up to many factors. Some within my control and some not within my control. So I'm really kind of just tired of that question. And I really just, I don't want to answer that question. I don't want to be asked that question. Question number 4. Why are you so quiet? Are you antisocial? So I've explained it. I've said it probably hundreds of times on my channel. But I am an introvert. My specific Myers-Briggs personality is an INFJ. So if you know anything about the Myers-Briggs personalities, just look up that. I'm not going to describe the whole thing to you, but I am an INFJ. So I am more introverted. And I'm not antisocial, but I do have a very small number of people that I enjoy socializing with, that I actually get something out of socializing with. And, I love these people, and I do like spending time with them. But, an introvert, even around their family or around their close people, like they still want their independence. They still want to be alone sometimes. And sometimes I'm in a group setting, or I'm in a situation where there's a lot of people talking, and I just kind of sit back and listen. And, if it's a conversation or if it's a topic that I don't really know much about or I don't care about, I kind of just am silent. I don't really say anything, because for most introverts, if we don't feel like we can contribute anything to the conversation, we're not going to just fake, we're not just going to fake up a conversation. We're just going to talk to fake something unless we, have a strong feeling about it, or if it's something we are passionate about. And I feel like most other introverts, they would understand that when I say that. So, for example, if like, most of my family, like my dad and pretty much all my brothers are really big into sports. I don't care about sports at all. Like, sports does nothing for me. I don't watch sports. I don't play sports. I'm not ridiculing them. If they like sports, that's fine, but I don't care for them. So whenever they get into conversations about sports, I'm just kind of just quiet. I don't really say anything. I don't add any to the conversation. But, sometimes, people, there's like, if I'm in a group setting, they're like, why are you quiet? Why are you, like, are you antisocial? Like, you never talk. You're so quiet. And it's like, I only really speak when I feel like I have something to say. I'm sorry, I'm not like you have people who are the opposite. Like my brother and my dad, like they just will go on and on and on and just blurt out the first thing that comes to their mind, or they'll just talk just to talk. And I'm not that way. I'm not wired that way. So yeah, that question, it gets kind of annoying. Wow, this video is getting long. See, this is why I told you I'm gonna have to split it up, because it's already 16 minutes. I'm gonna finish this video with the question number 5, and then I'll make a separate video for the next part. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna cut the video off here. It's gonna be a little lopsided. I'm gonna go through the rest of the questions in the next one.